Yes.
Tell me your journey, 18 years as a farmer. How has it been for you?
Well, it's not been easy, but as you can see, we're making progress. And then we think at least the next 18 years, if we are still there, we're going to get somewhere where at least 2 or 3 or some 10% of the population can actually feed the whole nation.
Right.
So that's what we are thinking about.
Okay.
So as you can see, like we started 18 years ago with only 4 acres.
From 4 acres, 18 years ago.
Yes.
And now we have how many?
Over 4,000 acres as farmlands.
Wow.
But currently where we are standing is over 1,000. It's just 1,132 acres.
Did you hear him? He says it's not just. Any farmer who wants to be successful in maize farming must opt for disease-resistant and high-yield variety maize. Maize is in high demand and the price is equally good. Here in Ghana, when we talk about maize growing regions, the Volta region, Eastern region, Western region, but another hub for maize production or cereals is in the Northern region. Today or this week, we find ourselves in Tamale, inside Kujo Abima's farm. We are standing inside over 1,000 acres of maize farm. Now, usually when you hear these figures, your mind take you to the foreign land because they do a lot of commercial farming. But trust me, here in Ghana, we have Ghanaians who have invested heavily in maize production or other crop production. We are going for a quick break. When we come back, we'll be talking to Alhaji Mashood, the 2021 overall national best farmer, and he's doing a lot when it comes to farming right here in Ghana. To chit chat with him, I have gone to maize farms. I have seen the 5 acres, the 10, the 50, and 100. But today, it is 1,000 overwhelming. Let's find out from him. How do I and you, who are aspiring to become maize farmer, become very successful? Thank you very much, Alhaji Mashood.
Thank you.
A winner is always a winner. And I'm happy 2 years I'm back.
Thanks so much.
Some time ago when we came, the fields were not looking so green.
Exactly.
So we did a lot more of the talking in the warehouse.
Exactly.
But today, you told me the best time to see the greens are around this time.
Right, exactly.
So we had to come and see what you do.
Yes.
If indeed what you mentioned previously is true. And lo and behold, you are really doing it.
Yes.
Tell me your journey, 18 years as a farmer. How has it been for you?
Well, it's not been easy, but as you can see, we're making progress. And then we think at least the next 18 years, if we are still there, we're going to get somewhere where at least 2 or 3 or some 10% of the population can actually feed the whole nation.
Right.
So that's what we are thinking about.
Okay.
So as you can see, like we started 18 years ago with only 4 acres.
From 4 acres, 18 years ago.
Yes.
And now we have how many?
Over 4,000 acres as farmlands.
Wow.
But currently where we are standing is over 1,000. It's just 1,132 acres.
Did you hear him? He says it's not just. It's not just. All right. So apart from maize, what and what other do you produce?
We do cowpea, which groundnuts.
Right.
And then we do soybean. And then rice.
Okay.
So apart from maize, is rice, which is next, and then soybean, and then peanuts.
Okay.
That's groundnuts.
Okay. Let's enlighten someone who is aspiring to become a commercial maize farmer like you're doing.
Okay.
First of all, can any land be used to cultivate maize?
No.
What are the specific lands?
Especially in Ghana, we are so particular about uplands for maize production. Lowlands are mostly reserved for rice production.
When you say upland?
Upland, places which doesn't retain water. As we are standing, you can see
very dry.
It's very dry. The soil is moist, but not too, it doesn't retain water.
Okay.
So water flows easily away from the farm. Okay. And then anytime, at least maize doesn't need so much water like in the case of rice.
Okay. So when I have my land upland, like you said, upland.
Yes.
Take me through the necessary or the basics preparations that goes through.
Like where we are standing, this farm we are standing in, for the past 4 years we've been preparing it. So even we don't till the land.
Okay.
When I say till, we don't plow or we don't harrow. We just sow direct on this field.
Okay.
So we are doing all the 1,132 acres is under no-till agriculture,
Okay.
conservation agriculture,
Right.
where we don't disturb the topsoil.
Okay.
We are just planting the seed direct with fertilizers.
Okay.
So everything you see here, we have not even used tractor to do any tilling of the land.
Okay.
So, but you see, to do it initially is very is very costly.
Okay.
But as you go on, you reduce costs
Okay.
of plowing.
Right.
For instance, in the first year where we came here, there were trees, like you can see, there were trees around here.
Okay.
We uprooted it. That is, we cleared the land with a bulldozer,
Right.
and then we plowed in the first year and then sow. The following year, we plowed and then harrowed and leveled the land.
Okay.
Then the third year, we leveled it fully,
Right.
and then we are just sowing direct.
Straight sowing.
Straight
Okay.
sowing.
So let's enlighten a first-time farmer. How much am I likely to actually get a parcel or an acre of land here if I want to do maize farming? How much is the leasing going for, and plowing, harrowing? Can you mention these figures for us?
In the northern region,
Yes.
the interesting thing is that the chiefs are the custodians of the land.
Okay.
They don't sell lands. They don't lease it out. What they normally do is that they give you the land. You clear the land.
Yeah.
You make your land preparation,
Right.
and then at least after every harvest, you go and pay royalties
Okay.
back to them.
Okay.
So something like 10%, between 5 to 10% of the land at
Belongs
least
to the
them.
chiefs.
So you
Okay.
at least your produce, you give it out to the community for,
Right.
and then as you are in the community, you support the community and other
Okay.
things.
Okay.
So basically, that's what we are
That's
doing.
how you can buy the land
you
around this
You know,
part.
you can buy
Okay.
land.
How
because there
about
are
the tractors? How much do they charge for the
tractors
plowing?
for tractors this year,
Yes.
2023, we plowed 1 acre for 160 Ghana cedis, and then harrowing is 80 Ghana cedis. That's half
Wow.
of the price. So that's what we are doing around here.
That's very affordable.
So, but as you can see, once we are not plowing, we are not harrowing, you can imagine the amount of money we have saved.
Exactly.
So it means that if you are doing maize production or soybean production or even cowpea production, and then you don't plow, it means that you are saving that particular amount of money
Okay.
from your activities on the farm.
Right.
For instance, if we were to pay 240 Ghana cedis per acre times 1,132, you could have seen the amount of money we have been spending even in land preparation alone. But in this case, because our lands are level, we are sowing direct, we are not doing anything, we are saving that particular amount
Okay.
of plowing and harrowing
To do other things.
so it means that if you are, or if you adopt this strategy anywhere in the country,
Right.
you are also going to save
some money.
such
Okay,
amount.
okay.
And then, but the challenge is this,
Yes.
because why we are doing that is this: we want to conserve the biomass
Okay.
on the fields.
Right.
Once we are able to conserve the biomass on the fields, it means that the cost of weed control, the cost of fertilizers definitely is going to go down.
Okay.
Because we have been able to conserve the organic matter
Yeah.
on the fields.
Okay.
And as you can see,
Yeah.
there are some
I
organic
can
matters
see them all on this field.
on this field.
Okay.
So the cost of fertilizers and
Has
cost
also
of
reduced. Okay.
So this particular field, for instance, the required fertilizer we are supposed to use has been reduced.
Okay. Are there variety of maize?
Yes, we have the hybrid maize and then the OPVs.
Okay.
But you know, the hybrid maize gives more yield, and the OPVs are not too much.
Okay.
Yeah, so for instance,
who are the OPVs meant for, and who are the
no,
hybrids
OPVs
meant?
all is meant for every farmer.
Okay.
It depends on the farmer's choice.
Okay.
The OPVs are open pollinated varieties,
Exactly.
which does not give more yield like the hybrid. But thank God, Ghana, we are now producing, because for maybe in the past 10 years, it was only our OPVs were producing in Ghana. But currently, as you can see, there are other seed producers who are producing hybrid maize for Ghanaian farmers. But most of our hybrids are imported currently. So even the maize variety we have used on this field are imported varieties.
So would you say that if it's purposely for just domestic consumption, you can go ahead and use the OPVs, but if it's for commercial sales, then you should look for the hybrid ones?
Still, it just depends on the farmer's choice.
Is it about the cost too?
Yes, the cost. Because
you should say it's money.
the hybrids are costly. Than the OPVs. The OPV possibly maybe you can get it in the market for maybe 40 kilos or 50 kilos for 400 Ghana cedis. But the OPV, the hybrids, some of them even 9 kilos is even going for 650 Ghana cedis. But it depends on the farmer. The farmer's choice.
Of course, I definitely agree. Now, the one we find ourselves now, over 1,000 acres. Which variety are you cultivating?
We are using Pioneer.
Why that one?
The Pioneer is a short variety and it's climate smart. And again, the yields are very good. The yields are very, very good.
All right. For the 1,300 and plus acres that you have planted, how many bags or kilos did you use?
Ideally, it should have been 1,000, the same number of acres. It should have been 1,132. But majority of the field is cropped. We cropped it with the Pioneer, and then we cropped the other side with Pana. So Pan 12. We call it Pan 12, but I mean, that's the short form we call Pana. So, but with Pioneer, we use 800 bags, 800 of the 9 kilos for the entire place.
For the purposes of my global viewers, how much is it sold? So I know.
The Pioneer, the 9 kilos is sold for 650 Ghana cedis.
650.
Exactly.
And the Pana?
Pana, the the 40 kilos is going for same price.
Now, what's the preferred distance in between the crops?
With maize, we cultivate them in rows. So the distance between rows should be around 80 centimeters, and then from a maize crop to another maize crop, like this, should only be about 40 centimeters.
So in each hole, how many seeds do you drop?
No, mostly we drop one.
Just one?
We sow one.
And how long does it take to actually start shooting?
It takes, Pioneer, for instance, it takes about between 3 to 4 days. It starts to shoot from the ground. Yes, but Pioneer, the variety is about 93 days. Then you can harvest. Yes.
Do you actually harvest dry or fresh?
No, we harvest dry.
Dry.
Yes, because
why the dry one?
Because our off-takers are mostly feed millers. So they don't need fresh maize. They need the dry maize to do whatever they are doing.
With such a huge maize farm, how do you go about pruning or clearing the weeds that are competing?
Well, we're in farming. If it is small, then you use cutlasses and hoe. But in our case, we do weed control. At the time of planting, and then when the crops are about 1 month old, then we do our final weed control. Yes.
So do you do any fertilizer application at all?
Yes.
How many times do you do before?
At the time of planting, we plant with fertilizers.
The day you buy the seed?
The day we are planting the seed, we plant with fertilizers.
How do you do it? Do you drop one fertilizer, one seed?
No. We are with this number of acres, we are using planters. So the planter has a component for fertilizer and then a component for the seed. So as the seed is dropping, the fertilizers is also dropping.
So how many times would you apply?
So we will do the basal, which is during the time of harvest, time of planting, and then we do top dressing after 36 days.
What time of the day is advised for me to plant my seeds?
Any time of the day.
Anytime. Are you doing rain-fed or irrigation?
We are doing rain-fed. This is purely rain-fed. No irrigation here.
We know of the popular armyworm. Do you have such?
Yes. There are plenty armyworm here because we believe that the hybrids even comes with the armyworm. That's our belief. It may be wrong or it may be right. So At least when we just have when we plant, within 2 weeks we start to control armyworm, and then we control twice.
How do you control?
We do it by spraying, by using the boom sprayer. Right. Sometimes we even come with drones to even spray the whole field. Okay. So by this year, for instance, we use the boom sprayers. Okay. So you can see that our maize is free from. So if you do it the first 2 weeks, and then the second 2 weeks, that's about a month. Then you control that. That's the end of the story.
Aside the armyworm, is there any challenge or pest that worries maize?
Yes. But even in this enclave, sometimes we do even face the problem of even human being becoming our pests. Yeah. Yes.
Why they harvest?
Yeah, sometimes they come for theft, small thefts. So so that one is a challenge. And then another challenge sometimes is even cattle. Okay. Cattle. But for the past 2 years, we've been able to control that aspect. Okay. So at least with that, apart from armyworm and what I've just told you, I don't think we have any.
There is this debate about selling your maize fresh and selling dry. Which one makes more money?
Yes. Well, I don't sell maize fresh. At all. I don't sell maize fresh. So I'm so convinced that the dry maize even gives more money. But people who are also selling green corn, they think it's better to sell it green than selling it dry. But I mean, we are targeting poultry and then human consumption, especially to maize is consumed everywhere in the country. We prepare akpole, triozafi and everything with maize. So we are targeting that market. But those who are also targeting green, I mean, they know what they are selling to.
Okay. Now I know of the white and the yellow. Which one do we find?
No, we are doing yellow. We are doing 100% yellow. We don't do, we don't do, because like I told you,
the people who are selling to.
People we are selling to, because we are targeting feed millers, and then currently even kinky people prefer the yellow maize to the white maize.
Okay. Yes. Alaji, a lot of young people want to go into maize farming, but they don't know how much is enough to start off. How much do you think is enough for a startup farmer?
I say every business, you don't need to stand outside and start calculating. Okay. For instance, you can start a farm with even half an acre or even quarter of an acre. Okay. For instance, 18 years ago, when I was starting with 4 acres, I saw that was my capacity. Okay. So I could do that. Right. I could use some small amount of money, or the capital I had by then was to take care of only 4 acres. But if you are, for instance, if you are watching this video for now, this time, and then you are thinking that, oh, I have to also start like the way Alhaji Mashood is. I started 4 acres about 18 years ago, and this is where I am today.
You have 4,000 hectares.
So it means that you can start small, even maybe with 2,000 Ghana cedis. Meaning the 2,000 acres, you check the crop budget of maize, and then maybe 1 acre can take this. Because if you take the cost of fertilizer, cost of seed, cost of labor, cost of harvesting, and the cost of transporting it home, so you can know that, okay, if I use 2,000 and within 93 days or 91 days, this is what I can do with the 2,000. So you target only 1 acre or half an acre, and then you work with it, and then you reinvest.
Right. Okay. Alaji, when you harvest dry from the field, do you do extra drying before bagging? No. The weather conditions in the northern region is like that. After October, we don't get rains again. Anymore. You understand? So till somewhere February. Right. So there are no rains, and the whole place is dry. So the maize becomes dry before we harvest it on the field. So once we just harvest, we bag. You bag it. And then we sell. Under what temperature should I keep my maize so that it is in good condition? Because I know the people who sell it dry, they say you hold the thing. When the price becomes very expensive, you start selling. No, but under what temperature? I mean, we're rational. Okay. We're rational. We're doing all what we are doing because we want to have better prices for our commodities. You understand? So, but what is happening is that northern region, for instance, our temperatures even goes up to 42 degrees during the dry season, and then
when you are storing maize around that temperature, you don't have so much challenges. You don't have so much challenges. So our temperature is very good, or our weather conditions are very favorable for what we are doing. And depending on wherever you are, you find yourself in the world. You see, you tailor whatever you are doing according to where
you find yourself. If I am eyeing the northern region to become a maize farmer, beginning of the year, when do you advise I get my land, start preparing to meet the rains and floods?
Farming or agricultural activities is a full-time job. You can't say, oh, around this period I'm going to relax and come back this period. Any time of the year you have to be working on your land. If the crops, if you harvest the crops as we are standing, immediately we harvest, we will see that this year we had challenges here, possibly we had stones here. So once we are harvesting, we are preparing the land against next season, because we do only one season in the northern region. It's not like the southern sector where we do twice. So here we are doing only one season. So once you are harvesting, it means that you are preparing the land again for the next one. So it's a full-time job. It's not like we are doing other works, or I'm doing any other work, then later on I'll come again, maybe if it is January, February, or if it is April, then I'll come back to my fields to anytime we are preparing land. So if you are a new farmer and you are you intend to start, it means somewhere in November you should start looking for the land. And then by June, July, then you start planting.
All right. How many tons or bags are we likely to carry from 1,300? Mostly we do per hectare. So in actual sense, if you look at it, that's 453 hectares we are dealing with here. So it means that we calculate 9 tons per by that. But mostly what we normally observe is this: it is always the breeder, possibly the breeder with all conditions being equal. That's where he'll get the 9 the 9 tons per hectare. So we always look at what we are getting, or at least we can extrapolate, we can project what we are going to get by at least using be very moderate in our calculation. So for instance, if you say 9 tons per hectare, then we think of maybe 6 or 5.5 to 6 tons per hectare. Then if we do that, so when we do that, then we then know what to do, how we spend, and what we do on our fields. Now I also realized that whilst walking, I almost got lost. Some of them were very tall. Some were also now catching up with the other ones. What happened?
Yeah, what we are doing is that mostly we stagger our plant, our planting.
Stagger means what?
Stagger, we give them, for instance, we don't try to just cultivate everything
at a go.
We stagger them because it is under rain fed. You can cultivate everything, so it means that when you are falling, you just fall at a go. But when you stagger, you know that, oh, maybe when you fail on this, this one will come.
Some will also come
will catch up. So that's what we are doing. So it's a business strategy.
I know, So this is very brilliant, because I was about to ask why some of them I was walking through and you cannot find me, but I was walking in certain portions too, you can see. And
even in farming, it's not just an event, it's a process. You understand? For instance, we have, let's say, 4 planters. We can plant the whole thing in a day. So we have planting period. We have planting period. We have planting period. For instance, we always believe that from first week or last week of June to last week of July, we should plant. So we stagger it within this period. We don't just plant at a go. It's not like a 1 acre farm where you just come and plant it one day and leave.
And then you're done.
No, you can't do that. So you plant, maybe 1st July you are planting. 2nd July you are planting. Maybe something happened on 5th July, you can't plant. You are waiting. So 10th July you start again. Then you are planting that way. So definitely some will grow tall and some will still be coming up. But we just make sure we plant within the planting window.
Alaji, are we on the verge of meeting the food security agenda by 2030? Is Ghana on the verge of that?
Well, I am always positive and I am an optimist.
Okay.
I don't believe in maybe wishing my country bad.
Okay.
So I always believe that what we are doing, because if you look at 5-10 years back or before 2016, you couldn't see farms like this.
Okay.
But right now we are getting farms like this, and I know people will even still do better than we are doing.
Yeah.
Or we ourselves, we can still do better than what we are doing. So if we are, or if we are focused, I believe we will meet it. I don't think it's rocket science.
Right.
Yes.
Is the hard work and money you people are investing into farming, is it paying off? Is it profitable?
Yeah, it's very profitable. Like I would even encourage everybody to be a farmer, because if we're not getting profits, I believe by now we have stopped.
Okay.
We have stopped what we are doing.
Okay.
So it's profitable, very, very profitable, but it depends on the way you do it. You should be able to track everything you are doing, and you keep your eye on the ball, because there are a lot of, everybody wants one way or the other the agri inputs.
Exactly.
So if you invest and you sit somewhere, then it means
you will not
in
benefit.
trouble.
Okay.
Yes, so you should always keep your eye on the ball, and then you invest very well, and then your timing should be right.
My last question: there are a lot of diasporians who are Ghanaians. They are abroad. When they watch these interviews, they are marveled. They never imagined that Ghanaians can be doing this. They are at times inspired to come down, to come and do this, but they are afraid as well. What do you have to tell such people who are, the spirit is willing, but the body is saying, are you sure? Are you sure?
Yes. I mean, I will encourage them to still calm down, because farming is something we should encourage everybody to do. But it's capital intensive. And it is not just like I said somewhere in my interview, it's not an event. It's a process. So you should start first year, second year, third year, fourth year before you even think of making profit.
Making profit.
But if you just want to come, invest once and make money, I don't think it's possible.
So we shouldn't have that kind of expectation.
No, expectation. You are coming, when I come, I'm coming with $1 million. Next year I should be going home with $10 million. No, it shouldn't be like that. You should think of it like you are going to start investing, like what I'm saying, 18 years, I started farming up to now. And this is the time I'm even...
You are sitting in your Prado. When you see the Prado.
I am doing whatever I am doing. So it shouldn't be like you are just coming to just invest once and then make your money and go. It's not like buy and sell business.
So are you saying if you get an offer to leave everything in Ghana and go and stay abroad, you won't go?
Never.
Why?
I can't stay somewhere more than 2 weeks.
You want to be in the bush?
I always want to be here doing my farming. I love what I'm doing, and I think this what can keep me very well.
Okay.
Yes.
Alhaji Mashood, overall national best winner 2021. He is my guest, and today we found ourselves in just one of his farms. He has numerous farms in this country or in this part of the region, the northern region. He does cowpeas, sorghum, millet, maize, rice, a lot of things. So I'll take you around other farms for you to see all that he's doing. He says he can't stay more than 2 weeks in any other part of the world. This is where he belongs. This is what keeps him going. It gives him all that he needs. All right, so you've heard him, the overall national best farmer 2021, the CEO of Kujo Abimash Farms. He is a commercial farmer right here in the northern region, Tamale. And the district we find ourselves is Mion. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Mion district. And so if you want to have a land here to, start farming, you have to come and see the chiefs, and they will take you through the process, the pros and cons to have your land, and then you are good to go. Look, it is not all about living and staying somewhere else in any part of the world, but right here in Ghana, you can also make things happen. Thank you very much, Alhaji.
Thanks,
we
madam.
appreciate your time.
We'll
see you some other time, but we'll get the drone to give you a beautiful area view of what we are talking about, so you can experience it and know it is happening here in G.